Hi, we're TeenPEP from Timber Creek High School. TeenPEP stands for Teen Prevention Education Program. We are 22 seniors who have been trained in leadership and sexuality issues such as pregnancy prevention, HIV/AIDS, homophobia reduction, and dating violence.
TeenPEP is a comprehensive sexuality education program implemented in high schools. What TeenPEP looks like in a school is a course for credit where carefully selected peer educators are enrolled in that course and they meet daily throughout the school year. And the training that the peer educators receive really prepare them to conduct outreach workshops with a younger group of peers in their school.
Hi you guys, my name is Zanilda and today we're going to do an activity called Why Teens Wait to Have Sex and Why Teens Have Sex. We're going to start off by
The goal of TeenPEP at its core is really to equip students with the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and behaviors that are required to make responsible decisions in areas of sexual health and other areas of life.
I don't want to do anything with you because you are smashed. Maybe we can get together another time, but not tonight.
TeenPEP really embraces a comprehensive approach to sexuality education. And so what that really means is that for young people who've made the decision to be abstinent, we provide them with the information and the skills and the resources to help maintain that behavior.
It's important to remember that 53% of high school students have not had sex. If you're a teenager that's chosen not to be sexually active, we think it's a really smart decision.
As you know, being abstinent is the only 100% effective way in avoiding unintended pregnancy. It is important to remember to wait until you're ready, until it's your decision and not somebody else's.
The reality is young people are engaging in sex and sexual behaviors earlier and earlier. We know and we see and we've heard from administrators what an issue teen pregnancy is among their student populations.
It's happening. Open your eyes. Teach them the right way to share the information and help address the problems that are plaguing us.
Eddie, what are you trying to say?
Sex! Tell her we want to have sex!
Can't you see she's uncomfortable? Slow it down. We have to take our time with this one.
Well, we've been together for a while now. I think it's time for us to take things to the next level, Other couples, when they've been together for a while, they, do it.
He's talking about sex.
Is he talking about sex? Are you talking about sex?
Yeah.
You have to give these kids options. You have to have options. I always try to give kids options because if you don't, you paint them into a corner, they're going to make the wrong choice. You have to give them options, and I think this program does that.
Wait, are we ready for this? Sex comes with a lot of responsibilities. We could get pregnant, we could get a disease. We need to think about this and talk this through.
TeenPEP is unforgettable. I came into this class thinking it was just going to be like another health class. We'd just be teaching the students everything we've always learned. But TeenPEP really takes a different approach to things.
It really is a life skills program, and while the content may focus on sex and sexuality, students walk away with so much more than that. They walk away with communication skills, negotiation skills, decision-making skills that really will help them in all areas of their lives.
It's a very sound economic investment. We get a great deal from our investment in teacher training, from our investment in personnel. We get that not only from evaluations of the program and student voice, but we know that the students who are engaged in TeenPEP have the ability, the information, and the resources to make very, very sound personal decisions in their lives, as well as to advise their friends.
TeenPEP as a school-based model began in 1999, and one of the remarkable things about the program is that it's really built for long-term sustainability. We have many schools that started with us back in 1999 that are still implementing the program with remarkable success. TeenPEP has what we consider core program elements that are really responsible for the effectiveness of the program. And so one of those elements, which is really the place where we start, is our work with the stakeholder team. And so that is a group of individuals that really come together to problem solve and think through all of the logistics involved with bringing TeenPEP to their school.
The TeenPEP stakeholders is comprised of administration, parents, academic advisors, as well as counselors who take the initiative throughout a year long of planning to develop and coordinate the TeenPEP program.
We also work with faculty advisors. That is the team of individuals that will facilitate the TeenPEP course and actually train the peer educators. Another core program element are the peer educators themselves. And so this is a group of 15 to 25 students who are diverse. These students represent all facets of a school's population. And so this is the group of students that's enrolled in the TeenPEP course and receive training on how to conduct outreach workshops with younger peers in their school. TeenPEP course itself is another critical and core program element. So students are enrolled in this class, which meets daily throughout the school year. And this is the vehicle where the peer educators receive their training. They learn many different skills, ranging from teamwork and communication skills, presentation skills, facilitation skills, as well as the actual content of the program. TeenPEP peer educators are required to conduct 5 outreach workshop topics to a younger group of students in their schools. If you were to walk into a TeenPEP workshop, you would see a variety of things happening. All of the workshops begin with what we consider an attention-getting skit, where the peer educators, through dramatic presentation skills, present the topic of the workshop. After the skits, participants are broken up into smaller groups facilitated by peer educators, where they engage in interactive discussion and structured activities that provide them with more information on the particular topic of that workshop. Family Night is an incredible event. It is an evening workshop facilitated and run completely by peer educators. And the goal of Family Night is to bring families, community members, parents, and students together to talk about issues of sex and sexuality. Schools also receive a tremendous amount of technical assistance from the TeenPEP staff. We offer continual training for advisors. We continue to update the curriculum to provide them with the latest and most up-to-date information on these topics. And then we're also always available to come out to a school to problem solve with that stakeholder team as challenges arise in implementing the program. So this is not a program where we train the advisors and then send them on their way. We really consider ourselves to be partners in the program for the life of the program with the school. New advisors complete a series of 2 residential trainings that prepare them specifically for selecting peer educators, conducting the 3-day peer educator retreat, facilitating the TeenPEP course, as well as preparing peer educators to conduct outreach workshops.
Describe it as animated. Keeps your attention, it's captivating. I think it's useful not only for TeenPEP advisors, but I think it could be used in a variety of different subjects. Some of the specific activities that we've been involved with at the training have to do with really fostering team building skills and communication skills, being able to really facilitate and become a leader and have that translate into our own students.
There's lots to do, and we're constantly switching it up. It's not just one thing. We're not just sitting here being lectured. We're constantly being shown things, we're doing things, and there's always a purpose. You know, I feel like TeenPEP really touches on all the different learning styles, and I just personally feel that my students were built just for TeenPEP.
There's never a lull. We finish one group activity and then flow into another one. A lot of creative ways to help us with our students.
The incredible thing about the TeenPEP training is that it really is sort of a step-by-step process. So the advisors have the opportunity to experience the activities that they will then facilitate with their peer educators at a later time.
I'm looking forward to working with an excited group of students who are just enthusiastic to get started in TeenPEP, and hopefully will help a lot of freshman students this year.
Once you get into the curriculum itself, it's so well written and put together that it becomes very easy for you to transfer the written page into action.
How would you define the term negotiation?
Trying to make a deal?
Trying to make a deal.
And that is what I like. I feel very confident. I also feel very, very effective as a teacher, knowing that I don't have to reinvent the wheel. It has so many interesting activities in terms of getting students involved, in terms of maintaining their level of motivation, and also watching them take an idea and run with it. I get the idea that I'm creating a community of learners, and that is what I like about the curriculum. It's very based on student-centered learning, and it's also based on empowering students to think critically, to analyze information, to make decisions. And as a teacher, I think that is the best that an educator could ever ask for.
Family Night is an incredible event. It is an evening workshop facilitated and run completely by peer educators. And the goal of Family Night is to bring families, community members, parents, and students together to talk about issues of sex and sexuality.
We'll do our best to answer your questions, but tonight is not really about giving the answers. Instead, we want to raise the issues and help to provide a safe and comfortable environment for good and meaningful conversation.
First family night I attended was absolutely delightful, and I think it is a highlight of the program.
What's up, Mom?
Oh, hi, Jake. Listen, Jake, I was just reading this article and I'm pretty curious. Are a lot of your friends having sex?
What?
Parents often find it hard to communicate with their teenagers about sex and other pertinent issues in their development. Partly so because of how they were raised, their cultural background, their exposure, their religion. So here is a night, a well-planned event when teen peer educators and their parents can open up that barrier, and parents can listen to the voice of their teenagers and develop a better understanding.
My boyfriend and I have a really good relationship. We talk all the time and we really care about each other. My dad isn't really worried about my math. He's afraid I'm having sex. But I'm not. This is so awkward. Dad, I know you're not really worried about my math. You just need to trust me.
The evening then also moves into some small group discussion where parents can reflect for themselves about where they received messages about sex and sexuality, as well as identify the messages that they would really like for their own children to walk away with.
It's uncomfortable to talk about sex with their kids. It's uncomfortable for the kid to talk about sex with their parent and vice versa, but it has to be done.
You know, it's a time when people can be really proud and see our young people as adults, really, in so many ways, as very mature young people who can create and teach and make a difference.
The first conversation they had made it easier for them to now have this one. While it may be a little bit embarrassing, it's worth it to have these conversations.
Thank you so much for coming out tonight. TeenPEP is knowledge.
TeenPEP is amazing.
TeenPEP is unique.
TeenPEP is great.
TeenPEP is confidence.
I think the value is phenomenal, and I think every school ought to have such an experience, whether it's a school that is in crisis or whether it's a school that is blossoming with talent.
I think it's just so much better than any other program there is out there, because it not only helps students school-wide learn from their peers, it also helps the students in TeenPEP really grow.
TeenPEP is a program that empowers teenagers to teach each other how to really make healthy decisions in terms of sexual practices.
It's what TeenPEP peer educators, the value for them is that they learn how to develop leadership skills. They're obviously learning a lot of information, but learning how to share it amongst their peers and not be reluctant to do so, I think that's probably the biggest difference in them.
Hi, you guys. My name is Zanilda, and today we're going to do an activity called Why Teens Wait to Have Sex and Why Teens Have Sex.
Peer education, especially at the teen level and the high school level, is powerful. We know all too well about peer pressure, both for good and for bad. We know the power of students being able to teach something that they've learned themselves and have a strong belief system behind. And we know how much, especially around issues of sexuality and identity, we know how powerful the teen voice is one to another.
The outreach was for me basically a stepping stone because it taught me how to talk to other people, preparing you to talk to your friends or your parents, and it was you reaching out to younger freshmen and educating them on what they sometimes don't know or have questions about.
Our students get an opportunity to be teachers. They learn things better when they're the teacher, and I think that students learning from students is extremely effective.
TeenPEP is unforgettable. I came into this class thinking it was just going to be like another health class. We'd just be teaching the students everything we've always learned. But TeenPEP really takes a different approach to things.
There's so many things that schools gain from having TeenPEP. This program really has the ability to transform school culture where positive peer pressure and responsible sexual decisions are valued.
We're living in what is now known as, more than any time else in history, as a global community. And teenagers need to be ready for that global community to take on a world of diversity in terms of ideas and culture and communication. And I think it's the TeenPEP experience that gives these youngsters the basic tools that they need to work with.
We get a great deal from our investment in teacher training, from our investment in personnel. We get that not only from evaluations of the program and student voice, but we know that the students who are engaged in TeenPEP have the ability, the information, and the resources to make very, very sound personal decisions in their lives, as well as to advise their friends.
I love TeenPEP.
I love TeenPEP. I love TeenPEP. We are
TeenPEP.